Hey, Michael Lake here with another quick tip. This one is not so much on what you play to get better on your instrument, but where you play. Now, if you're a wind instrument player, I'm a huge advocate of you finding someplace outside to spend some of your practice time. Now, I'm here in the side of my property. I'm fortunate enough to live on the top of a hill here and blast into the unknown, and my nearest neighbor is not that near, so far no one's called the cops. But the beauty of playing outside is that you don't get that immediate reflection in your playing that you get from playing in a room. Even worse, if you're in a small practice room at your college, you're getting that instant vibration back or that delay back from your instrument, which gives you kind of a false sense of how you sound. You playing outside, it's harder, right? You don't get that instant reverberation. And it's not just about playing loud. I mean, trumpet players, your first reaction is you're going to stand out here and play high and loud. And that's good for part of your practicing, but also it's hard to practice soft. And it's also hard to articulate out here because, again, you're not getting that instant back from the wall. So playing soft. Harder. Now, you may live in an apartment, right? And not exactly easy to find a place like this. Or you live in a neighborhood and your neighbors aren't exactly appreciative of getting your saxophone out or your trombone out. So now the challenge is find a place you can practice, like this. Now, I know it's not that easy for you to find a mountaintop in the desert. I happen to live about a 5-minute walk from here and a fairly steep 5-minute, 6-7-minute climb, but it's totally worth it. In this space, I got nobody out there that can hear me or care. I can play here as loud as I want, as long as I want, as late as I want. But I've always found something. I mean, I lived in Boston. I went to the banks of the Charles River and played. I lived in New York. I went to the banks of the Hudson River out by the docks and I played. At Arizona State University, I was a fixture on the outside of the music building as I practiced. It was a little bit disconcerting as, students and teachers were walking around me all the time, but I got used to it because it was so much better for me to play out there than it was in the tiny little practice room with the acoustic tiles all around me. I hated that. So there is a place that you can find to play outside. The trick is to find something that's not hard to get to, that's not, difficult to muster up the motivation. You got to find something that's fairly easy to get to and that's comfortable for you, otherwise you'll never use it. Now, in this particular space, I've got a ridge over here and I've got the edge of the earth over here. The ridge gives me a little early reflection, which is kind of cool to hear myself a little better. So if you can hear this. Right? If I tilt a little over there, it's gone into the void. So, and I was up here a little earlier than I started running the video playing, and I can tell you that it's definitely harder on my chops to play out here than if I were to play the exact same thing, exact same volume and all that back in my studio with the walls and the acoustic treatment and all of that. So the key is to find some place that's not hard for you to get to, that's not demotivating just to make the track because you won't use it. Find a place, if you can at all, that you'll go to frequently and explore what you can do with your chops. And have fun.